Hello and welcome back to my workshop. This is video 3 in a series that I'm doing of making a pallet coffee table. I'll leave a link up here somewhere to the first and second videos. So this is step 3, which is cutting my hardwood veneers to go in here. I've got these inserts glued down and nailed down with about a 4 or 5 mil depth, and that just means that I don't have to put a massive great big chunk of hardwood in. I can actually just put in a veneer and make my hardwood go for longer. The other issue, this is a piece that I've cut, you can see it's not actually, if I put that at the end of the pallet, it's not actually long enough. So what I've decided to do is to cut a 45-degree angle and put them flush with either end, leaving me a gap of about 8 centimeters in the middle, and I shall fill that with different colour wood. I might even just go for a bit of pallet wood rather than another hardwood, but I'll see what else I've got. So given that if you watched my previous video, you'll know that all these gaps are irregular, I've had to oversize these pieces so they don't actually fit in, and then I'm just going to use a hand plane to take them down to the actual right size. But it's not even a case of that the planks aren't even nailed on straight, so the gap at this end is a few millimeters wider than the gap at this end, so I can't even put them through something to give them a straight edge. It's literally going to be planing them by hand to get them to fit in. It's going to be a fairly laborious process. I will put it on silent and put it on fast forward and show you an update once I've actually got them fitted in, or certainly once I've got the first one fitted in anyway. Okay, so that's the first line of hardwood now cut down to size. Second bit was much quicker because I got braver. I was going very cautiously with the first one, but that's quite nice now. And then I think just a little flash of some other wood in the middle here. I shall get on with that process and update you. I think next update will be when they're all in. I've now got all the main parts cut and fitted. I had to basically place it on top, try and work out how much needed to be taken off with a hand plane, and I probably had about 6 goes at each piece of wood until it fitted completely properly, because you know none of these pallet pieces of wood are straight, particularly this one. So it wasn't a case of going along with a hand plane and just taking a mill off all the way along. I had to actually effectively make these pieces curved to curve around the pallet wood. So then I've got the dilemma of what I do about the fact that these pieces individually aren't actually long enough to go the whole length of the pallet. What I've decided to do is to inlay some more African Iroko, but going in the opposite direction. So the grain is going along this way. I'm going to put some Iroko going up and down in the middle. I've no idea what it would look like, but I just thought the grain going in a different direction might make a difference. But I haven't actually got any. I would need a piece that's 13 centimeters for it to be a single cut going up there, and the wood that I've got isn't that wide. So what I've gone for, which I might regret, is cutting a square and 2 triangles, and then basically, I don't know how that's going to look. I don't know how it's going to look when it's all varnished up and everything, but hopefully it will look like a different grain direction running up the table. So see how that goes. It's going to take a little while to cut these. I've got to cut them for all of the different slats there, and there, and there. But you know, I'm enjoying it, so I don't really mind that it's going to take ages. But as I mentioned in an earlier video, I am actually recording my time in an app on my phone, just because it is really just as interest to see how long it takes, and also, you know, to sort of justify how much I want to charge for it. Okay, that didn't take too long to cut these inlays here, because they are either square or 45 degrees, so they were pretty easy to cut and get set in. So now I'm ready to glue everything. I'm going to use Type Bond 3 again. It is overkill, but as I said in my previous video, I haven't actually got any of the cheaper glue at the moment, so I will use Type Bond 3, and I will put a layer of masking tape over the top of it so that I can then lay heavy wood on to sort of hold it down. I'm not going to nail gun like in the inlays. I actually nail gun them into place to keep them in place while they dried, but for the final finish I don't actually want any nails in these, plus the fact I'm going to have to plane them down to get them down to the level of the table, and I don't want the planer blade catching on any nails. Okay, so that's the inlays all glued down now. Basically, you're going to leave that for 24 hours to dry, and then I think that's probably the end of this video, and then in the next video I will do the process of actually planing and sanding all of that to try and get that down as one complete level surface, and hopefully that should be when we start to see what it's going to look like, hopefully. Yeah, so I hope that was of some sort of interest, especially if it's something that maybe you're thinking of doing yourself and you want to see somebody else make stupid mistakes first. You're welcome. If you've got time to like the video, give it a thumbs up, that would be amazing. And if you've got time to subscribe to the channel, that would be even better. The YouTube algorithm really does use likes and subscriptions to decide how to prioritize showing people videos. So the more subscribers I get, the more likely my videos are to actually get out to people. So really appreciate it if you've got time to do that. And I only put out one video a week at max, so you're not going to get overrun with notifications just because you're subscribed. So thank you for watching, and until next time, stay safe.